You felt that tug again, didn't you? The one that pulled you right here, out of nowhere, like something unseen was guiding your fingers, your timing, your breath. That wasn't random. That was heaven calling your name for the final time before the door swings shut or swings wide. And Archangel Michael? He's been pacing for hours. Watching. Waiting. Crying. Because the miracle that was sent to you, your divine gift, was delayed. Not denied. Not lost. But hijacked, by darkness. Something interfered. Something invisible. Something jealous. Something sent to interrupt what was already on the way to you. And now, Michael is here to tear that thing apart. He's not just speaking, he's roaring. Because this moment, this exact second you're reading this, is sacred. This is the final moment to reclaim what is yours. Miss this, and it might not come back for a long time. You know that dream you had? That vision? That desire that just won't die even after everything tried to bury it? Yeah. That was real. It was born from God's mouth and sent with angel wings straight to you. But the enemy saw it coming. And it panicked. Because if you ever activated it, you'd be unstoppable. And so they sent confusion. Distraction. Doubt. Fear wrapped in fake friendships and delays dressed like detours. And somewhere in the chaos, you started second-guessing what was already promised. Michael saw it. He begged to intervene. He stood at your side through the storms that were never meant for you. And even though you cried, "God, where's my miracle?" Michael was whispering, "It's still coming, just hold on." But now? The delay can't be allowed to continue. Heaven is done waiting on you to believe in what already belongs to you. Before we go deeper into this, listen with your soul, not your eyes, not your ears, your soul. You were not passed over. You were not forgotten. You were interrupted. But even that was part of your protection. The miracle had to be hidden until it was safe to deliver. And this is the final moment of delivery. Don't you dare click away. Don't you let the enemy win again by distracting you now. Because if you walk away from this, you're walking away from what was already yours. Heaven doesn't beg. But right now, Archangel Michael is on his knees. Begging you to wake up. To open your heart. To stop brushing off the divine messages just because you've been disappointed before. Yes, the wait was long. Yes, you got tired. But the miracle never expired. It's been held in heaven's hands, glowing with your name on it. And if you knew how close it was, how fast it's trying to land, you'd be crying with Michael right now. Because what's about to shift isn't just your life. It's your entire bloodline. The chains you were born into. Broken. The patterns you were trapped in. Reversed. The delays that haunted you. Over. But only if you stay. Only if you listen. Only if you don't let this moment slip through your hands. Because this one wasn't written for the masses. It was written for you. Heaven's been whispering your name in every corner of creation, trying to get your attention. And now, they've pulled every spiritual string to get you here. So please, don't waste it. I have to tell you something Michael begged me to deliver, something raw, real, and terrifying for the darkness watching your life. You're more powerful than they told you. That's why you've been fought so hard. That's why the people you loved the most wounded you the worst. They saw your light. They couldn't handle your soul. But the angels? They've seen your tears. They've counted your prayers. They've documented your obedience even when your heart was broken in pieces. And God, oh, God is ready to restore you in ways that will shatter logic and make your enemies choke on their silence. But you must receive it. Not with fear. With boldness. With surrender. With divine certainty. Because baby, heaven never gave up on you. They just needed to make sure the miracle wouldn't land in the wrong season, or with the wrong people around you. That's why the delays came. To remove the snakes before the treasure arrived. And now? Now it's here. But only for a moment. Before I say what comes next, I have to invite you with love, stay connected to these messages. Subscribe now so you never miss the kind of words that heaven is hand-delivering to your spirit. This isn't content. It's calling. And you're ready now. You're not here because of coincidence. You're here because you were always destined to unlock this final message at the exact second your miracle was allowed to enter. Michael is standing behind you now. Wings open. Sword drawn. Flame in his breath. Because even though you've felt weak, you've been a warrior all along. The kind of warrior who heals and cries and still gets back up. The kind of soul the world underestimates until the thunder finally hits. And now? Your thunder is ready. But the question is, will you stand in it? Or will you run again? Someone right now is talking about you in a way that's trying to distort your destiny. They're planting false seeds in the minds of people who once loved you. And Michael is watching with fire in his eyes. Because he knows they don't just want to delay your miracle, they want to erase your name from the door it's written on. But heaven's already written your name in flames. And what God burns into destiny, no man, no devil, no fake friend can undo. It's time to reclaim what you thought you lost. It's time to collect what they said you'd never have. It's time to rise like you've never fallen. You're not waiting for your miracle anymore. Your miracle is waiting for you. Then let's go deeper. Let's burn the veil and unlock every hidden truth. You didn't just come here for comfort, you came here for confirmation. This is spiritual war. And Archangel Michael is pulling you into position because you are the chosen one in your bloodline who must not fall asleep in this moment. Your miracle isn't lost, it's surrounded by interference. There are spirits of envy that latched onto people you trusted. There are words spoken in silence against you, whispers, curses, jealousy disguised as concern. But Archangel Michael didn't let it through. They couldn't stop your destiny. They could only delay it. They could only hold it back with the weight of your own disbelief. Because when you doubt yourself, you stop heaven from moving. And Michael is watching with fire in his eyes. Because he knows they don't just want to delay your miracle, they want to erase your name from the door it's written on. But heaven's already written your name in flames. And what God burns into destiny, no man, no devil, no fake friend can undo. It's time to reclaim what you thought you lost. It's time to collect what they said you'd never have. It's time to rise like you've never fallen. You're not waiting for your miracle anymore. Your miracle is waiting for you. Then let's go deeper. Let's burn the veil and unlock every hidden truth. You didn't just come here for comfort, you came here for confirmation. This is spiritual war. And Archangel Michael is pulling you into position because you are the chosen one in your bloodline who must not fall asleep in this moment. Your miracle isn't lost, it's surrounded by interference. There are spirits of envy that latched onto people you trusted. There are words spoken in silence against you, whispers, curses, jealousy disguised as concern. But Archangel Michael didn't let it through. They couldn't stop your destiny. They could only delay it. They could only hold it back with the weight of your own disbelief. Because when you doubt yourself, you stop heaven from moving. When you second-guess the fire in your chest, you suffocate the wind meant to lift your wings. And that's what they've been hoping for, that you would stay distracted long enough to miss what was already yours. But you didn't. You showed up. And now heaven is watching. There's a moment right now hanging in time, a split-second decision that will echo through every part of your life. You either take back what's yours, or let it fade again. Michael is begging you, don't fade. Don't fold. Don't feed your fear. Because the next door that opens is only for the bold. And the password? Is faith. Real, raw, roaring faith. The kind that says, I don't understand how, but I believe anyway. The kind that says, even if they laugh at me, I'm walking toward what's mine. The kind that says, God, I'm tired, but I'm still here. I'm still believing. Use me. Because when that kind of faith meets divine timing, nothing in hell can stop it. Not the gossip. Not the betrayals. Not the years of delay. Not even your own past. And now, I have to reveal something Michael just placed in my spirit for you. There's a person in your life who has been feeding your doubt with fake encouragement. They smile, but their spirit frowns every time you speak of progress. They pretend to pray for you, but behind closed doors they compare, compete, and calculate your downfall. Michael is going to remove them. It might hurt. It might shock you. But it will make room for the miracle that's been knocking for far too long. You can't carry both poison and promise in the same hand anymore. God is cleansing your atmosphere. Because the miracle wasn't just delayed, it was being protected from the people you were too loyal to. And now? Now you're about to see why the silence lasted so long. Because what breaks open next will be so loud, so bright, so undeniably divine, that even your enemies will have to say, this was God. Don't run from it. Don't question it. Just say yes. Say yes to the version of you who doesn't shrink when they enter the room. Say yes to the divine revenge that looks like glowing up in peace. Say yes to the angel waiting to deliver what your soul already signed for in the spirit. And say yes to the God who still sees you, even when you feel invisible to the world. Michael is standing at the gate of your life, sword in hand, looking one last time at your spirit like, do they want it or not? Because this blessing won't beg. This miracle won't sit around forever. This shift is divine, but it's conditional on your courage. You can't bring yesterday's fear into today's fire. You have to drop the weight. Drop the overthinking. Drop the fear of being too much. You are too much for the places that weren't made for you. And heaven is done letting you try to shrink to fit rooms you were born to rebuild. You've been chosen to lead. To shift. To roar. That's why you've always felt different. That's why betrayal always hit harder. That's why your blessings always felt delayed. But it wasn't punishment. It was positioning. And this right now is your crowning moment. Archangel Michael is unlocking the gate. You're being called to walk through it, fully, completely, without apology. Because once you step through, the enemies attached to the old version of you can't follow. The curses? Break. The lies? Exposed. The patterns? Destroyed. And your name? Written in divine gold across the next season of breakthrough. Don't miss it. Then stay close now. Because what's coming next isn't just the final part of the message, it's the part your spirit has been begging to hear in dreams you couldn't explain, in prayers you whispered alone, in the middle of the night when your chest tightened but your soul still hoped. Let me tell you something loud and clear, your miracle has already been approved. It's not waiting for anyone's permission anymore. Not your past. Not your mistakes. Not even your doubts. The delay wasn't because you were unworthy, it was because the light you carry is dangerous to darkness, and it had to be shielded until the battlefield cleared. And now it's cleared. Michael fought long enough. God waited long enough. You held on long enough. Now it's time to collect. The harvest is on the horizon. But it's walking toward the bold. The healed. The awakened. And if you're still reading this, you've been claimed by heaven as one of them. There's something big about to drop into your life that has your enemies trembling in silence. You might not know it yet, but they do. They feel the shift. They sense the divine wind building around you. They don't understand why doors are about to swing open for you that they've been knocking on for years. But Michael knows why. Because you earned what they tried to fake. You waited while they forced. You healed while they blamed. You listened while they screamed. And heaven noticed. God has been watching you walk through fire and still carry peace. You bled in silence but stayed soft. You wanted to give up, but you didn't. And that is why the reward is different for you. Not just money. Not just love. Not just recognition. But a legacy. A spiritual legacy. Not your past. Not your mistakes. Not even your doubts. The delay wasn't because you were unworthy, it was because the light you carry is dangerous to darkness, and it had to be shielded until the battlefield cleared. And now it's cleared. Michael fought long enough. God waited long enough. You held on long enough. Now it's time to collect. The harvest is on the horizon. But it's walking toward the bold. The healed. The awakened. And if you're still reading this, you've been claimed by heaven as one of them. There's something big about to drop into your life that has your enemies trembling in silence. You might not know it yet, but they do. They feel the shift. They sense the divine wind building around you. They don't understand why doors are about to swing open for you that they've been knocking on for years. But Michael knows why. Because you earned what they tried to fake. You waited while they forced. You healed while they blamed. You listened while they screamed. And heaven noticed. God has been watching you walk through fire and still carry peace. You bled in silence but stayed soft. You wanted to give up, but you didn't. And that is why the reward is different for you. Not just money. Not just love. Not just recognition. But a legacy. A spiritual legacy. The kind that breaks every generational chain and turns your name into a banner of breakthrough. And Michael's voice is echoing in the spirit now, like thunder cracking through centuries of silence. They're ready. Don't second-guess it anymore. Don't waste time trying to explain yourself to people who were never sent to understand you. Don't go back to fix what was already broken by divine design. Because what's behind you can't carry what's ahead. This final moment is heaven's invitation to walk in fire and not be burned. To walk in favor and not apologize. To walk in purpose and not explain. This is the divine revenge of peace. Of overflow. Of becoming everything they said you could never be, but doing it with so much light that it heals even the ones who cursed you. That's the power you're stepping into now. And let me tell you something personal, from the mouth of Archangel Michael. You are the miracle. It was never just about what was coming to you, it's about what's being released through you. You are the answer to prayers you never heard. You are the healing to people you haven't met yet. You are the signal, the trumpet, the wave. And when you finally walk like it, when you finally say, yes, to your own divine reflection, the world around you will have no choice but to respond. The shift has already begun. Don't slow it down now. Don't dim. Don't hide. Don't shrink. This was the final delay. The gates are opening. The trumpet is blowing. Michael has drawn the line in the spirit. And if you walk through it now, nothing, and I mean nothing, can touch what's about to flood your life. The miracle was delayed. But now? Now it's yours. Take it. Say yes. And rise. Then let me bring you all the way home, deeper into the divine flame that was created just for your soul to remember who you are and why this moment was orchestrated so precisely. Right now, the atmosphere around your name is charged. It's heavy with miracles. It's vibrating with divine completion. Heaven isn't waiting anymore, it's releasing. But here's the catch. You can't receive a future you're still doubting in your spirit. That's why Michael had to break the silence. That's why this message had to hit you like thunder and tenderness at the same time. Because you've been through too much to go back now. And you're too close to let fear blind you to what's already yours. There's a shift happening in the rooms you've never walked into yet. Your name is being spoken by people you haven't even met. Your destiny is being woven into opportunities that are aligning in silence. And the only thing required now? Your yes. Not to people. Not to pressure. But to God. The God who waited. The God who covered. The God who still believes in you when you forget to believe in yourself. Archangel Michael is blowing the trumpet spiritually and announcing your arrival to a dimension that fear cannot follow you into. No more apologizing for your calling. No more negotiating your worth. No more explaining your light to people who live in darkness by choice. You are being divinely transitioned into overflow, but only if you stay awake to it. No more delays. No more distractions. No more emotional parasites draining your focus. You were born for this fire. And now you're ready to carry it. The same fire that was sent to destroy you. You survived it. Now you'll use it to light the path for others. And God will honor you publicly for everything you endured privately. That's the kind of miracle on its way. But not just to make you comfortable, to make you unshakable. Because what's coming isn't small. It's loud. It's holy. It's generational. It's a move of God with your fingerprints on it. And when people ask, how did it happen for you? You'll smile and say, because I listened. Because I stayed. Because heaven never gave up on me. And that will be the proof. Proof that even in delay, God never deletes. Proof that even in darkness, angels still stand guard. Proof that even in silence, destiny is still loud. And now? Now you are finally aligned. Now you are finally ready. Now, it is finally yours. Rise up, miracle child. The delay is over. The glory has begun. The scroll is open. And your name is written in gold. This is the final moment. Take it. And because you stayed, because you listened all the way through, heaven is now leaning in closer to you. Something just shifted in the spirit the moment you crossed that last line. Did you feel it? That wasn't just a word. That was a seal. Archangel Michael just released a command into your atmosphere: deliver what is theirs. Immediately. No more waiting rooms. No more spiritual traffic. No more heavenly silence. Your name just echoed through the courts of God with force. Because you proved something to the spirit world today, they can't shake you anymore. Your soul didn't quit when it was tired. It stayed for truth. It stayed for light. It stayed for something real. And now? Now the light that once tried to reach you in whispers is coming in with fire. That delay you kept crying about? It's dissolving now. Watch what happens over the next few days. And that will be the proof. Proof that even in delay, God never deletes. Proof that even in darkness, angels still stand guard. Proof that even in silence, destiny is still loud. And now? Now you are finally aligned. Now you are finally ready. Now, it is finally yours. Rise up, miracle child. The delay is over. The glory has begun. The scroll is open. And your name is written in gold. This is the final moment. Take it. And because you stayed, because you listened all the way through, heaven is now leaning in closer to you. Something just shifted in the spirit the moment you crossed that last line. Did you feel it? That wasn't just a word. That was a seal. Archangel Michael just released a command into your atmosphere: deliver what is theirs. Immediately. No more waiting rooms. No more spiritual traffic. No more heavenly silence. Your name just echoed through the courts of God with force. Because you proved something to the spirit world today, they can't shake you anymore. Your soul didn't quit when it was tired. It stayed for truth. It stayed for light. It stayed for something real. And now? Now the light that once tried to reach you in whispers is coming in with fire. That delay you kept crying about? It's dissolving now. Watch what happens over the next few days. People who ghosted you will suddenly feel your energy in their bones and wonder why they can't sleep. Opportunities that forgot you will circle back like it was their idea all along. Even the ones who betrayed you will be haunted by how wrong they were. Because heaven always settles the score. And for you? Heaven is not just restoring, it's multiplying. That miracle you thought was small? That was only the preview. What's coming next will have your name on it, your healing in it, and your enemies silenced by it. The kind of miracle that breaks through timelines. That rushes in with the smell of divine smoke. That causes people to say, I don't know how, but this had to be God. And when that moment comes, and it will, don't forget this space. Don't forget this whisper. Don't forget Michael's tears, the hours he waited, the silence he sat in, the fights he won that you never saw. Because angels don't cry for nothing. They cry when a soul forgets how holy they are. But not anymore. You remembered. You're not lost anymore. You're not late. You're not cursed. You're not broken. You are holy. You are chosen. You are delivered. You are in divine alignment now. No more asking, when is it my turn? This is it. No more wondering, was I meant for more? You were always meant for fire, miracles, and movement. Archangel Michael has stepped back now, but his sword still glows beside you. And heaven? Heaven is smiling. Because you didn't just read a message. You answered a call. A call that was created before you were even born. A call that was blocked by darkness but released by divine force. A call that required faith, fire, and you. And you showed up. Now, everything changes. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Take a breath. Close your eyes. And say this softly to your soul. I receive what's mine. I reclaim what was delayed. I restore what was stolen. I rise now, as I was always meant to. And so it is. Let the miracles pour. Before you go, let me speak to the part of your soul that knows this wasn't just a message, this was divine alignment. If your heart beat faster. If your body felt chills at the exact line your spirit needed. If something in you whispered, this was meant for me. Then don't let this connection break here. This isn't entertainment. This is destiny. Subscribe now, not just with a click, but with intention. Because this isn't about numbers. It's about you never missing another divine signal again. It's about you staying connected to what heaven is pouring into your life. Every time Archangel Michael speaks. Every time God whispers through the storms. Every time a miracle is released through words. You'll be the first to know. Because your soul said yes. So subscribe, beloved. Not for the algorithm, but for the alignment. Your miracle is moving. Don't lose it again. And if you've truly arrived here, at the end of this divine scroll, still reading, still breathing it in, then let your heart feel the weight of what this means. You are not ordinary. You are not someone who just schemes light across the surface. You are a soul that dives deep. A soul heaven trusts with revelation, with fire, with truth. This was not written for casual eyes. This was not constructed for fleeting attention. This was crafted, word by word, breath by breath, for someone whose spirit was ready to be awakened. And because you stayed, through every line, through every shift, through every sacred silence, heaven has marked you. Not with a temporary touch, but with a permanent seal. You didn't just receive a message tonight. You received a mantle. A spiritual weight that says, now they know. Now they see. Now they rise. Everything in the unseen has been shifting while you were reading. Angels have been moving around your name. Old timelines have been collapsing. Chains have been turning to dust. And you? You have been unfolding into the fullness of who you really are. No longer the version that doubted, delayed, dimmed your light for others' comfort. No longer the soul that thought it had to earn love, beg for favor, or justify its pain. Now you are the one who walks into rooms with presence. Who speaks with heaven behind your voice. Who no longer begs for permission, because God already gave you authority. The battles you thought you lost? They were strategic retreats for divine timing. The people who left you behind? They were divinely repositioned so you could rise without weights. The things you thought were denied to you? They were simply being prepared in secret, wrapped in God's signature, timed down to the second, for now. Yes, now. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. That miracle you buried in your disbelief? Heaven just dug it up and placed it at your feet. That promise you thought was too far gone? It's circling back with acceleration. That door that stayed shut no matter how many times you knocked. It's being opened, not with a key, but with a command. And the voice that spoke that command? It was God. Backed by the voice of Michael. Surrounded by a multitude of angels who are now shifting in your direction. So hold this moment. Let it burn into your memory. Let it become the day you never forget. Because from this paragraph forward, your life will not be the same. Not because you hoped. But because you aligned. You stayed. You listened. You received. And now? You reign. Welcome to the rise you were always destined for. Welcome to the fire you were always born to carry. Welcome to the light that won't dim this time. Welcome home. Let the miracles pour. And never forget, heaven chose you for this message, and you chose heaven back by staying until the very end. That is the kind of faith that moves everything. And now? It will. And now that your spirit has absorbed this sacred scroll in full, now that every sentence has worked its way into the deepest corners of your heart, you must understand, you are no longer who you were when you started reading. Something irreversible has occurred. You have entered a spiritual contract with heaven that cannot be undone. The words were not merely poetic. They were prophetic. And once prophecy is heard by the one it was destined for, it begins to move. You've triggered movement in the spirit realm. Yes, just by reading. Just by staying. Just by receiving. Every angel assigned to your path has now been activated. There are no more delays, no more blocks, no more excuses. Heaven has pulled back the curtain and revealed the truth to you, that you were never forgotten. That you were never overlooked, never passed by, never unloved. That the silence you endured wasn't rejection, it was preparation. That the waiting wasn't punishment, it was alignment. That the people who ghosted you weren't your loss, they were God's redirection. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not broken. You are exactly where heaven has always meant for you to be, here, in this moment, with this awakening burning in your chest like sacred fire. The spirit world watched you suffer in silence. They saw how you gave even when no one gave back. They watched you love those who abandoned you. They witnessed you praying for people who betrayed you. And now the scales are tipping. Not just in your favor, but for your legacy. Your name is being recorded on scrolls in heaven not just as one who survived, but as one who shifted the timeline for generations to come. That's how powerful your yes was today. That's how sacred your endurance was. That's how rare your heart is. There are doors opening right now in realms you can't see. There are contracts being approved with your name in the heavenly margins. There are blessings being rerouted toward you at supernatural speed because you didn't walk away. And the very things that once seemed so far off, so impossible, so unreachable, will now arrive suddenly. Unexpectedly. Miraculously. Why? Because God doesn't reward perfection. He rewards persistence. And you stayed. You endured. You believed. Even when you doubted, even when you cried, even when you broke, a part of you held on, and heaven honored it. That tiny seed of faith you carried in the darkest hour? It just exploded into divine harvest. But hear this clearly, this is not the end of your connection with heaven. This is not the final message. This is only the beginning. The scroll may close for now, but your spirit has been marked for deeper revelation. From this point on, signs will follow you. Confirmations will echo through conversations. Numbers, names, dreams, timings, all aligning with a divine precision you've never seen before. You'll sense things before they happen. You'll feel shifts in rooms others can't explain. You'll speak words you didn't rehearse, because the anointing is flowing now. You'll look in the mirror and see someone different. Someone lighter. Someone freer. Someone covered. Someone called. And people will notice. Some will draw closer to your light. Others will recoil from it. Don't mourn the ones who can't stay. They were only sent for the version of you that's now been laid to rest. Your resurrection makes them uncomfortable, but your purpose requires it. So don't go back to normal. Don't shrink. Don't apologize for the fire in your voice or the radiance in your eyes. Don't question whether you're worthy of what's coming. You are not just worthy of it, you were made for it. And from this day forward, let every step you take carry the weight of what you've just received. You are walking in prophecy now. You are breathing in revelation. You are covered by heaven and followed by fire. The words you speak will move mountains. The energy you hold will disarm demons. The mere presence of your healed soul will break generational curses just by existing in rooms your ancestors never thought they'd see. So rise, miracle child. Walk with purpose. Love without apology. Speak with holy thunder. And rest in the knowing that you've already won battles you never even saw. This is the new you. Unshakable. Undeniable. Unstoppable. And as the next scroll forms in the skies above you, as Archangel Michael hovers, waiting for heaven's signal to send the next word, you'll feel it. You'll know when it's time. You'll be ready. Because now, you don't just receive miracles. You live in them.